there. Oh, there we go. Okay, we're there. What's up, man? It's been a week since I streamed. I was away all week helping my dad, so you know, got to get the rust off. Anyway, I've been waffling back and forth on how I want to do things, and I keep thinking like, yeah, no, it's okay. But like, there's like half of me over here that wants to kind of continue what I was doing before, which is kind of listing everything to a certain extent. And then there's the part of me over here that's like the opposite. And then as new things come out and different things are coming out, it keeps making me second guess what I want to do. So I was just kind of figuring that out. But while I do that, I've been trying to, you know, I don't know, man. You ever have like conviction and like just really thinking that even though it's against the grain, it might be worth it in the long run, you know? Like I know getting money back fast and this, that, the other, it means a lot, but like, I don't know, man. I feel like if I just stick with it, I'll get there eventually. I'm currently checking out TCG tracking. Fan told me that he's heard sketch things about it, but I've seen nothing but positive vibes from the community towards the creator. I'm sure it's a fine platform. I personally don't use it because I personally just don't care. I just don't care. Like I've shipped enough on TCG Player to know that it's almost never an issue, so whatever. So right now you list everything no matter what the price of the card is. Well, I was, and now I'm not, and I'm kind of going back and forth on do I want to go back to doing it. I started thinking like maybe do it, but like only keep certain amount of cards, like 20, 25 cards in stock, and then once I hit that limit, then bulk out the rest. Because I really like having the idea of having everything still. Yo, what's up, Albatross? How'd the weekend go, dude? But it's like, obviously doing that, you know, I'm not going to have as many boons of money from constantly swapping out bulk collections, but then the other side of me is like, well, if you just stick with it and you keep doing it and you keep doing it, eventually you're going to hit a tipping point where everyone's going to know, like, if you want something, you can go to Bronze and he's going to literally have it. So I don't know. Yeah, similar to Sort Swift, but like you don't have to pay for it when you have Sort Swift. Like you can toggle it on or off depending on what you want to pay for. This is my first day back at the gym and I'm fucking tired. I'm listing everything at the moment, but it seems like it sits for such a long time. It does. It's definitely a downside of it, but you know, I just I don't know. I don't know how I don't know. Cause like I want to be able to list some of this stuff, but then it's like maybe I shouldn't be wasting my time and but I know what I want to build, so it's like, do I have conviction in what I'm building, knowing that, you know, I really haven't put 100%. I've been putting like 60%. So if I put 100% in and I really just have everything listing and churning, like, is there a point is there a teetering point where it just starts to just happen? Which it was doing that when I had as many cards as I had listed, even though a lot of it just sat there, but you're buying it for a penny, so it's like, you know. We getting piled up and hitting the gym? Yes, sir. What's up, Mason? Yeah, Mason, we getting oiled up and hitting the gym? We're not getting oiled up yet. Mason, let me ask you a question. And seriously, I would love to have your opinion on this. I've always been like, I want to list everything, and you know, I kind of did what I did with the bulk that I had. But when I see like big stores, you know, like Star City and stuff, where they literally pretty much have everything, am I like wasting my time thinking that it's possible that growing that large of an inventory is just gonna be pointless? Or is there because I feel like having everything and being that guy, it could be a special sauce and something that would be really unique. But sometimes I seeing that most people don't do that, it makes me think that that's not the case. But it also makes me think that those people just didn't have what it took to just stick to it. So I don't know. Yeah, I told you, it feels like a waste of time sometimes, but being the guy with everything is such a nice idea. That's what I'm saying. It's like, does being a nice idea really translate in the real world? I feel like it does, but you know, I don't know. In the meantime, we're going to sort it and sift it and put it all in alphabetical order anyway. You know I am anti-list everything. I do fully believe listing everything is pointless. The 25 cents you make every 50 or 100 orders, are you really winning? Yeah, that's a solid point. So then, like the big guys, the big guys, when they do quote have everything, is that just to do it? Like, because like a lot of them will have like random ass commons and uncommons from God knows where. Like I'm trying to figure out how that fits in, or do they just have so many other things going on that they at that point that they can afford to do that? You buy a sifter to come in this fall. I didn't get the first round. I'll probably be getting it on the second go around. Del Caddy. I don't know. He's probably right. Maybe it's just the completionist in me that just can't help himself. But yeah, I held off on it, and then I decided afterwards to get it. So whenever they do the next round in Trampa, I think they said like January or February. I do direct though. It's not going to help me to list anything that's not TCG Player Market 15 cents or direct eligible. Yeah, I guess that's true too. I mean, I do direct as well on a much lower scale. I mean, it makes sense a little bit still, but so is any of your stuff like tied in, like all your like that massive warehouse of stuff that you have? Is that all cross-listed with like your actual store inventory, or is that just all TCG Player? I'm sure you've said it before and I just don't remember. One account, all direct. See, that's the funny thing. Is like when right before I sold all that stuff, like a lot of the Pokemon stuff slowed down, but there was stuff that still moved, but it was usually mostly reverses and playables and trainers and whatnot. I think honestly that my issue, dude, and you may have a good take on this or not. When I first started off and I like literally had no money, I got so addicted to people ordering like masters, even though it took forever, like master sets, and like the margin I was making on them, even though the time was a little much, was just like insane. And then like in my head, I think like when I think of all the cards that get wasted and thrown away and this, that, the other, it's like I start to have like a Bulk Kings mindset. It's like all these things have value, but like, does anyone truly do that? But also, I don't want to have conviction in a thing that I think could work and it never ever be, it's just me putting false hope in a dumb idea. Yeah, mobitism. That's what I struggle with. That is exactly what I struggle with. It more so was before I was on direct. So there's always the just be mum's the word and start a new account. But I don't know. Energy. Delcatty. I mean, they did take a long time too, though. That's the other thing. But still, it's like I don't know. I find myself. You're a smart guy. Everything does have value, but does it have enough value to be worth it? That is That actually makes a lot of sense. I never thought about it that way. I never thought about it that way, but you are right. Yeah. I'm quiet because that one hit hard. That's got me that's got the brain moving. Tahiti. So what do you think about this? I just interviewed him. What do you think about this whole like Sort Swift surge? Do you use Sort Swift, Mason? Do you use what type of binder or whatever kind of system do you use for your store? Do you want better? I'm all ears. Carbank. All those bulk cars that you're listing and waste time on, you could just sell them to mass bulk buyers and pay for you to turn around and buy more bulk. Yeah. I mean, you're right. But like, I guess, and I'm not, this isn't even like to combat that because that's right. But in a world where, you know, there's only so much you can, well, you know what's funny? There's only so much you can do to differentiate from yourself from other people, but if what you're doing is a differentiation that people don't care about, then what's the point? Yeah. That's spitting out wisdom, my friend. That's actually pretty spot on. So then at that point, when it comes to like differentiating yourself from other people, at that point, it's just doing what you would for, you know, stuff that I already know about, just being the trustworthy person that, you know, doesn't fuck around and is honest and upfront and all that stuff. And then that with maybe a couple other random things just kind of weeds the knuckleheads out. And then you're just left in a small crowd of people to choose from. Interesting. Because I always thought, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I always thought that this would be a way to like differentiate myself, but you're right, like focusing on the scraps. And that's where I thought maybe like, yo, what's up, Ice Age? Like if I just did this in the background and like slowly did it to where I didn't care, but I don't know. You're probably right. Win in other ways, have better stuff, not all the stuff. Yeah. Oh, why do you have to be so right? I mean, it's good that you're right, but you are right. Man, I'm tired, Grandpa. What's up for form? No, it's been a busy day, dude. Today was the first day back at the gym, and I am wiped. And I only was there for like an hour. And then I got like super down on myself because like I realized while being there just how, you know, you don't know how really out of shape and horrible you are until you go back the first day and you realize just how bad it really is. So, you know, I'm not going to quit. You know, we're going to go back tomorrow and we're going to do it. But like, man, it really just opens up your eyes to how much of a jerk you've been to yourself. Well, I mean, the whole industry and hobby is about change. I've already changed probably half a dozen times, and I don't know. Oh, good. Get it? Yep. Oh my God. Punish. Bill Sprout. Yep, you can't get to the end if you don't start at the beginning. What up, Rons? Yeah, what's up, Rick? Welcome on in, dude. Welcome back. I don't know if I'm right, but I've been at this for a while, and now you have two. You're too smart to list everything. Do things better. List everything as a beginner trap. You're not a beginner. Well, I mean, I appreciate the kind words. I haven't known you too long, so to say I'm a smart dude, I know I'm smart. I think the realization I'm having right now is that what am I trying to say? Have you decided on a name for the shop when you are ready to open? For me, I don't know if that day will ever come, but when it comes, I'm calling it the Derp Den. Did you get everything built, or are you a failure? Yo, what's up, Retro? He's probably both. Yeah. Sorry, Mason. I don't. I'm having a hard time answering you because I don't think there's any rebuttal to what you're saying, and I'm just having a really kind of like. Euphoric may not be the right word, but kind of like, you know, a third eye opening moment, I guess you could say. That's not this set. Do. Dude, Retro Mike, that last video was pretty dope. That's awesome. You keep at it. You keep at it like you are, and the day will come. That's one thing I've learned, is that no matter how much you waffle on things, you kind of just have to keep going while you're waffling, and then when you figure it out, act. But just staying still is not an option. Liquidated it all to you. What are your rates? I think I'll have it finished by tomorrow evening. Tonight's video, tomorrow we'll just my other responsibility took over. We had a mountain of laundry. Well, just like listing daily, I do laundry daily. I didn't mean to come in here and rock your world. LOL. No, man, but it's like, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. It's like the people that I'm close to in my like personal life. I'll just put it this way. I don't like being around people who are stuck in their ways and they can't acknowledge when someone else is just doing something better. And I think that's what I've always been stuck on, is like it's such a, you know, yeah, vendors, and then you have all the other people who aren't vendors. And all those people are doing the same thing. And I kept thinking that having everything was a way to differentiate myself, but it'll differentiate myself, but is it really gonna matter? Because I kept looking at like Burbank Sports. Because Burbank Sports is awesome. And that was like always what I wanted to have. But like on the trading card side of things. So like, you know, Garbage Pail Kids, I mean, whatever. That's what I wanted. And like in the back of my head, because I had that kind of like dream for so long, I probably fell into a trap, would probably be the best word, of like, that's what I want, so there's no reason why I can't have it, even if the majority of people who've been doing this for a long time are saying it's probably not the best way to go about it. But yeah, they're still too small to pull it off, or at least for them, to the point where they will make it harder for me to, so, you know. Doop, 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 doop. We're 5 kids. Yeah, dude. You need to teach them to do laundry. My mom retired from laundry when she was 10 because I told her that it was her job. So just, you know, start them off young. That's the way to go. Having everything is a luxury that is afforded to people already built up, but they don't need the money, don't need to sell through. It's not a better business. It's just you're at a different place than me or whoever else. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it almost seems like, you know, maybe like now is just not the time that, you know, you know what? You're probably right. Well, I've said that 7 times, so you're obviously right. But it's like the dream of doing that is not like dead, but it may not just make sense for me to do it now. Dude, I really do like the list everything crowd, especially with the upcoming setup. Why is that reformed? Erica? Erica. Yeah. Hey, never say never. Never say never. Mason, I appreciate it, man. You definitely given me a lot of food for thought. That is for sure. Also, Gloom comes after Bellsprout. But brother, do what makes you happy. If it is just what you want to do, do it. It's not wrong. Yeah, I think there's definitely some not motivation. What is the thing where you just sit down? Meditation. There's definitely some meditating to do on it. Because there's also the argument that I could do that, but just like prioritize everything. Like prioritize the bigger stuff, the better stuff first. Accumulate the bulk on the back end. When I have some spare time or I want to just take a break, I could take a break to do this kind of stuff. Then if I start to accumulate too much, offload it, get that money back, and then just reaccumulate and just kind of slowly... I like where I have my camera now. This is much better. And then slowly do it that way. I've also thought about just doing this, but only doing it to where I have like 10 to 20 of a copy of a card. So that way I still have everything, but then I'm still bulking out. Yeah, there's lots of different ways to go about this. And I'm not going to lie, dude. And I don't know if you still feel this way at all, but like even though I talked to the guy, like all the Sword Swift conversation and all the content creators talking about like doing all these different things, like it starts getting me second guessing, like, well, maybe I should be doing them when in actuality, it doesn't matter. Yeah. Eric's Tingle. I've got storage drawers setting up at the moment. It's gonna be Clutch. That's what the kids say. Dude, Clutch is an old... That's an oldie. That's not like saying on God or something. You just need a couple 25k super sorters and your woes will be solved. I wish. Yo, what's up, T-Tar? Hope you're having a good night, dude. I got your, I'm excited to watch that video, man. I put that in my watch later for after stream. I'm ready to see the spice. Oh my God. Dude, this working out right before stream thing, I'm sure it'll get better once I stop being less fat, but I'm telling you, man, I'm struggling. And I still got to edit my eBay video for tomorrow. Oof. like his Super Sport. He's got a lot of great stuff, and yeah, the Super Sorters are able to have inventory limits. So if you have 20 of a card in inventory, it starts dropping it. Yeah. When did he say that the small one's coming out? Or is it already out? Because that would be cool. I would be lying if that didn't tickle my fancy a little bit. I mean, there's nothing fancy about it, but, you know, that's the way the saying goes, so... I should have asked him if, Did you see the EV on the new Marvel Commander decks? I did, but, like, there were some decks that were really high, but I thought that was just because the set hadn't released yet. He's got a mini version, right, Mason? I'm pretty sure he does. I'm pretty sure he does. Oops, we don't want to do that. But yeah, it was like $150 or $200 for just one or something nutty. Pokeball, energy. 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 Pokeball. Pokeball. Energy. Pokeball. Is that Gloom? Energy, energy, energy. Are they still like that? Are they still crazy? I'd imagine they had to have gone down. Tangela. Looks like $70 to $110 with a 25-cent sift. How many decks are there? 4? I think there's 4, right? That's pretty spicy. Did they even come out yet? Am I thinking of the wrong thing, or weren't they like delayed or something? I might be thinking of the wrong thing. Some Commander decks haven't hit the distro yet. Mine were delayed. That's what I thought. Yeah, came out Friday, but not every retailer got them in because of delayed shipments. These distros, I don't have a distributor. I'm nowhere close to ever having one, but I don't even want to know what it's like having to deal with that shit on a daily basis, because between charging over MSRP for products, seeing all of your stuff go to Costco after like 10 plus years or however many years of like dedicated, you know, that's gotta be a feels bad moment. That sucks. It has me scared for where, if things start getting bigger and bigger and bigger, like, are people just going to be able to start buying their way into distros without even having a store if they have like tens of millions of dollars or something fucking crazy? Instead of backdooring at a Costco, they'll start backdooring at a Georgia Southern or insert distribution channel here. Adapt or die. Yep. That goes into what we were talking about earlier too. Adapt or die. You got into a distributor by buying Sorcery? Isn't that how... Aren't Sorcery having their own little thing where they don't... Because they only do like one set a year and like the set's getting delayed or something? I don't know if I got that right. Everyone on Z-List mostly order modern or both on eBay, and which do you tend to have more luck with? I listed some Chaos Rising modern stuff on there, but... like... Scarlet, Sword and Shield, and like before reverse hollows especially, they're pretty solid. Pretty solid. What is the camera setup you have with your hands? Are you using... Yes. So I just figured this out today. So I've got this camera up here. This will eventually get replaced with a Sony ZV. But right now... Oh, this isn't going to work. All right, we're taking this off for a second. So I've got it... Oh, God. Monitor, don't fall. Monitor, don't fall. That's how I have it set up. Right there. And then I just transformed the image. So I have the image flipped and then rotated. So that way it looks like because right now it wouldn't be like this. So I just figured that I should have been doing this the entire time tonight. And then eventually I do want to do a rip and ship at some point. Now I've got a card cam that I can zoom in on but this camera is like way better than this one. The one I'm using right now for my face is a C920 Logitech something or other. Hey man, how you doing, by the way? Seems like the gym is beating you down. Well, it's beating me. I went today. Today was my first day back. I didn't do anything all last week. And I'm going to talk about it a little bit in a video in the next day or two, but this is gonna sound dumb. I was trying really hard not to cry in the gym. I was trying really hard not to. Because as I was sitting there, I had a real big, I've been there before and lost weight before. Yo, what's up, P-Wing? I felt ashamed of myself for letting things go as far as they did. And, there's nothing I can do about it except for grind and do better. But I just kept thinking about all the time I could have spent getting better and this, that, the other. And, I only walked for like 15 or 20 minutes. I did work out for a good 45 or 50. It's really busy in there on Mondays. I'm going to be getting off at 5 o'clock, so it's going to be busy every day. So there was a big mix of emotions. I felt like I was walking into a house of like a wife that I just cheated on. Like, am I going to be welcome when I come back in? Are they going to tell me to get the fuck out? Something like that. Which is a silly thing to think because like the gym is a very welcoming place. And I've succeeded before, but it's just been so long and I've been waffling on it so long that I just, it's just all in my head. But we ripped the Band-Aid off. We went in there. I ended up, what did I end up at? It's like they say, the best time to do it is 5 years ago. The second best time to do it is now. Oof. Everybody's throwing out crazy lines, but yes, that is absolutely true. Yep. You just gotta get over it. I gotta get over it. I'm starting to get over it, and we'll be better off for it. But so I was technically I ate my limit of like 3,000 calories, which I was trying hard not to do. But after exercise, I ended up probably on like a 6 to 800 calorie deficit. So I'm trying to do no more than 1,000, but no less than 500 when it comes to the deficit. So I'm sure I'm going to have loose skin because I've been 420 pounds, 430 pounds for quite a long time. But I don't want to make that any worse than it needs to be. So if it takes a little longer, then it is what it is. But if taking a little longer means that I don't have to worry about loose skin surgery or less of that when the time comes, then, I've waited 20 years. What's another year or two going to matter? Am I putting this all in the wrong thing? Yes. Dude, Bronze, you sound too in your head. Don't go talking yourself out of it all. Well, I'm not talking myself out of it. I'm still going, but it's still like... I'd be lying if those weren't the feelings I was having, Debt collector is in the building. You'll be the best, or will you be nothing? Did you finish those shelves? You ended that stream. Oh, yeah, okay, got it. I was like, what? It's like, I get it now. It's all making sense. Yeah, did you finish the shelves? No, I'm bored and threw them all away. Thinking of investing in more upon it. I was just about to say something along those lines, Retro. Have you had any luck with it? Like, I'm sitting here talking about listing everything and it's starting to dump. Like, I don't know. I've never been a big fan of Lorcana to begin with, period. So it has nothing to even do with now. But, you know, the Disney adult side of things is always going to be a factor. Between you, TJ, and Roar, you guys have helped me out a ton in this teacher journey I started about 2 months ago. Oh, yeah, I can't forget Mike. Ah, you can forget about Mike. Who's Mike? What are we talking about? Thanks, man. I appreciate that, dude. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Do, 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 do. Reformed is irrelevant. Oh, Mike is irrelevant. Got it. Yep. Galarian Zigzagoon, Ghastly, Golduck, Ghastly, Griffin. I have some Union Arena. Universe is going to take me forever to get through the bulk, and nobody takes it. Oh, what's up, Reformed? See ya, man. Hope you have a good night. I liked the solo. What is it called? Solo leveling. Those cards they did when they did that little collab with them looked pretty cool. I've only watched a few episodes of it, but man, is that a good show. Good old P-Wing. Yo, what's up, 8-Bit? What's going on, dude? 8-Bit Allen! Just hit $1,000 in sales in my second month on TC Blazer using your advice. Nice, Craig. I am very happy. We've been talking a lot about waffling back and forth, and some of the changes that I've made that I've liked and don't like, and you know, learning when to pivot, when to switch, when to whatever, but ultimately, starting off especially, I'm glad you found success with it. Golden Throne City Jim, what's up, big dog? What's up, man? We have Sunday Morning Conversation Royalty, our friend Golden Throne City Jim Richard coming in clutch. Before our podcast, he asked me if I was a racist in a very long-winded way by having my only black guest on Juneteenth. I wish I would have left that in, but I didn't record it, but it was funny as hell, and I was like, oh, God. It was pretty funny. How are you doing over there, man? Been killing those videos, dude. Let me ask you something. Is the only reason why you had a black guest on was because of Juneteenth? No? I think I'm going to take this week to prepare for the Switch bronze. Yeah. Liked hearing from a tabletop gamer. That's what's up. Yeah, I never thought about tabletops until he started talking about it, but like tabletops they're more I use rabid as a term of endearment, but they're, you know, they like what they like. Yeah, 8-Bit, I'm definitely going to be starting it this weekend, but like I said in the Discord, I'm only doing it with Yu-Gi-Oh! Until I get it figured out. Then once I get it figured out, I'll probably switch as well. I just want to know that if I fuck up on something that I already know nothing about. And I don't want to try to learn something like that on a day that I have to like work. So yeah, I'm good. I've been doing a lot of work on my big project, more content coming, and hopefully my work pays off. I'm sure it will, dude. Learning what I did from you and the amount that you know and that you've been around everything. I'm sure it's just a time is the only thing that's holding it back. Nope. What's next? Game chops. What is this? Ghastly. What's the EA ETA still, Rich? You any closer, any further away? Have you thought about branching into other TCGs besides Pokemon and Magic? Yeah, I got some Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm getting ready to start working on. Honestly though, like with the available time that I haven't even mastered doing both of those games. So like taking on another isn't exactly like, I don't want to say necessity, but it's like, you know, once I get to the point where I feel like I've mastered or like getting the other two like down like clockwork, I will. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is about the only other one I would even consider right now, just because I have 5 or 6 rows of bulk of it. But like a lot of, in my area, there's not a lot of people that do like Riftbound and like I would have to go to like 30 or 40 minutes away to Orlando to start sniffing around for stuff like that, and I've got such a big backlog already. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not saying. Yo, what's up, Craig? Thanks for the this is the sub. I haven't gotten to this point yet, but I'm pretty much. I never thought I would say these words. I'm not freezing spending, but I'm not necessarily seeking out deals at the moment. If something comes up, cool, but like I'm trying to blast some of this stuff. You know, like Sun and Moon era bulk. What's up, Jay? So, sorry again for that mess up, dude. I saw that and I was like, God damn it. I'm glad you've been liking what I've been listing though. There's still plenty to come. Slowly but surely. And don't call me Shirley. Grubbing on my nubbin. So are you just like buying them to buy them, or are you like master setting? Like or do you just really just have that much of an affinity for Sun and Moon? Just curious. You don't have to answer if you don't want, but mastering the entire series. Nice. Nice. How that was me trying to get out a sentence. Where would you say you are, like, percentage complete for everything? Energy. That would be interesting to hear where you are with that. Just finished Hidden Fates? Hell yeah. Is that Sun and Moon era? I guess it is. It's probably like the end. Interesting. Energy, energy, energy. Energy. $75%. Do you have a lot of like the heavy hitters and stuff? Is it like all just reverses and stuff you're missing, or like are there any huge cards that you're waiting on, or just not even worried about until you get towards the end? Why are you looking to slow down buying? Is that because of the experiments you're running with eBay versus CG Player? Me personally, I have such a backlog that I need to get through some of it. And like I have a lot. And I probably shouldn't even be sorting this right now. I should be doing that, but like I said, it's if things come up, I'll do it, but I'm trying to, like, in my head, I'm thinking like just spend like a month or two just kind of setting the stage and getting as much of the better stuff I have listed, and then open it up, because I want to start like a ticket system in Discord to start buying bulk, even if it's sifted through. I want to start like, you know, advertising that I buy collections or buying bulk online. But yeah. Poke OC LLC. I swear to God, I was just watching a video of yours today. What was it about? How do you handle duplicate listings, or think a good way is? Well, I don't chaos sort. I'm going to be experimenting with it this weekend, but I don't chaos sort. But, you know, some people say it doesn't matter. Bigger guys like RNG says it absolutely matters. I kind of would imagine that it matters. I don't know. I mean, Rob said that his like account people told him that it was not a thing. No, that it was a thing. I'm sorry. So. Sort of positive moment too. Trying to stack up the capital for a small show I'm betting at in July, and they're looking to buy there. Yeah. Also, that's I already have most of the rare variants, but still looking for stamped. Oh, so you're going like that far deep. Shit. Yeah, PokeOC. I'm definitely not the guy to be asking about chaos sorting because I am not. I'm not saying it doesn't make sense or whatever, but I am not. It doesn't make my brain happy. So I'm gonna be doing like the minimal amount of stuff I can with Sort Swift, and then using Yu-Gi-Oh and doing eBay listings with Yu-Gi-Oh chaos sorting it, and experimenting with that for like a month. And if I like doing that, then I'll consider. At the very least, I'll probably just end up blowing up the eBay store again and then going through Sort Swift and like listing everything there anyway. But oh, I can't stop yawning. I know if it's a dupe, you got to take it to. See, here's the thing. This is why Sort Swift was. Phantom was explaining me to this to me was, if you chaos sort and you're using Sort Swift, it will put like if you have one like let's say you have this card. Let's say you have this card and you have it chaos sorted and you have 4 different copies of it in 4 different bins. It'll put all 4 copies under the same listing, and then it will just tell you to go pull it in order of the bins it is. So if you have it in bin A, C, E, G, the eBay listing will say that you have 4 copies under one listing. But then when you go to pull it, your first order will say you pull it from bin A. Then your second order will go to bin C. Then your second order will go to bin E. And as you chaos sort more stuff behind it, it'll get added to the same listing, but then it'll just keep track of the bins that it's in for that listing. That's why it seemed interesting to me, and why chaos sorting, even doing the chaos, because I'm not going to pay a lot for it. I was going to do the use card uploader to make the lots, upload the CSV to Sort Swift, and Sort Swift does its thing and makes the listings. But I don't do a lot of magic on eBay, so I still have to figure out like what I'm doing there. And a part of me, honestly, is so like overthinking about all this stuff that I'm about to just say fuck it for a while and not do any of it. I don't know. I definitely am the type of person that when I can't make up my mind, sometimes I just get so frustrated I say screw it, and then I just do it the hard way until I can figure it out. Oh, and the freezing is, I have like my PSA shipments coming back any week, so I'm going to be spending like $2,000 on that. So that's going to put a big dent in my available capital anyway. So I've been trying to keep that free, so that way when it comes, I get that back as fast as possible. Yeah, that was a big reason. The biggest of reasons. I feel like having set and alphabetized makes pulling orders so much faster. I think so. I mean, I'm sure it's fast, but like, I don't know, man. when I'm pulling direct orders and everything is in set, direct return invoices and everything is in chronological set order and everything's alphabetical, it's just it's basically the same. You're saving time on having to sort it and stuff, but the day that comes you ever decide to blow it up, it's all gonna be fucking everywhere. If I'm being completely honest, and this is again nothing against people that do chaos sorting, I sometimes feel like I don't want to say it's an easy way out, but I feel like it's a way to dodge doing some of the upfront work that you probably should do. And I'm okay with doing it. Chaos works well for individual listings when you have real scans of the cards and buyer expectation is the card that you'll receive. If you multi-quantity, then alpha. That's actually a solid point. I didn't think about that, but I would agree with that. I'm a broken record. Even with that, I think I'm still a proponent of just alpha listing. There may be a day where I like fully break from that group, but it makes me happy. I like sorting. Does it take a little more time? Yes. Some people maybe grow faster than me, sure. But yeah. Team Alpha Sort. We need to make a shirt. Yes, upfront work does at the end with chaos. Sort, that's how I feel. Yes, upfront work done at the end with... Yes. Yeah. But like that sounds gatekeepy. I don't even know if gatekeepy is the right word. I'm not, if you like chaos sorting, more power to you. I don't know. I feel like just like any other kind of content, I feel like even in this realm of cards, every other day there's a video coming out about something else being the next and best, biggest thing and why everyone should do that. And I would be lying if even though I'm part of that ecosphere, if part of me is like, you know what? I just kind of want to pump the brakes and do the same thing for like 6 months. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, right. Mike, that's absolutely a valid point. That's why I am going to experiment with the chaos sorting for Yu-Gi-Oh! Just to get my feet wet. And see what happens. And then if I like it, if I go, holy shit, man, this really is a difference, then, I'll eat crow and admit it, but like it's just not a priority for me. Yeah. 50 toad scrolls go through these 5 boxes. Thank you. No, thank you. Helium tile, Hitmontop. Oh, I'll get used to this yawning. I feel like I'm gonna be doing it a lot every night from here till God knows when. Hops Kramer it. I have about a quarter of my list of Pokemon alpha sorted. I see the benefits of both, but you're right. People are tribal and choose their sides with things. Plus, you know, content. Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. I would agree with that. All of that. When you buy collections, do you sell the sealed as well? I just been throwing them in my closet. I have not bought a lot of collections. I could probably count the number of collections I've bought on one hand. Two hands. Couple reasons. A, I think I've talked about this before, but I have a buddy that owns part of an LGS, and I kind of get like a sweetheart deal from him where when people sell him collections, he will take out like everything like $8 or more, and then he will liquidate everything that's worth $1.50 to $8 to me for a flat rate of $2.25. So basically every week, if I want, I can go there and buy $500 to $1,000 worth of cards. I haven't been going through them. Now that I'm starting to get through that backlog on eBay and I'm selling them. I'm able to go to them faster and faster. So he's been having to do a lot of the work himself. But I've as much as I want to buy more collections and stuff, the people at least around here are getting a little fucking crazy, and I had to like just take a break. It's like I don't want to talk to any of these people. If you got bulk, reach out to me. Otherwise, just leave me alone. What I do right now is set sort, run through scanner, import into TCP infantry, then set them at the back to later alpha sort the batch and then zipper them in. All allows me to get them listed ASAP and alpha zip them as time permits. I actually started doing that. Absolutely. That's actually a very good thing. Also, Retro, tell the people, zippering is not that bad. A lot of people like to dump on zippering like it's the literal worst thing in the world. And it like, you can literally zipper in thousands of cards probably in like 10 minutes, if that. It ain't that big of a deal. Different strokes for different folks, but it ain't that big of a deal. Hoppa. It ain't nothing but a thing, baby. I like having the higher price singles to get people in the door and then hopefully add in some bulk cards to expand my margins. Exactly. That's why I've always been a proponent about listing everything. But you know, it's like, dude, you know what's funny is like, God, I'm saying like a 12-year-old. I'm starting to get to the point where you could literally point at any thing like zippering or whatever, and you point to both sides, and each side could come up with 5 reasons why it's the worst thing and the best thing in the world. And that's why, and correct me if I'm wrong, but that's why I'm starting to get the feeling of like, if I like listing everything and I can time manage to where I'm doing the bigger stuff, but also doing this stuff on the back end, who the fuck cares? Why not? Worst case scenario, I wasted a little bit of time. I can nuke my store and then just like bulk it out to someone. Zippering takes seconds. Brother, I will have a stack like this and a stack like this, and I will literally just like toot, 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 and I'll just like fan them in like this. Yeah, it's silly. People are silly. So silly. You know what's the unsung hero of sorting bulk? When you have an entire row of 5 row and you just go boop, and then bam, there's the cards you need right there without having to look. Oh my God, is that beautiful? So good. Hell yeah, say it with your chest. I mean, what do you think, Golden? Like, do you think there's some validity to that, or do you think I'm overblowing that a little bit? Because I feel I'm really starting to get to the point where it's like, even if I'm wrong, the worst thing I gotta do is waste some time and relist things. But like, I had success with it before, and as long as I'm like, 80% the big stuff, 20% build this little, bulk kingdom on the side. Like, as long as this isn't my main focus and I'm doing all the things that matter, then why not sprinkle a little bit of time in growing this? It's almost like a fire. Like, the bulk is the kindling, and I'm just throwing a little bit more bulk on there as the weeks go by, just kind of fanning the flames until it becomes something big. And then if it gets too big to where it's about to burn my house down, I can just put the water on it and just upload a CSV, zero everything out, and then re-upload it. Take a day to take it all out of boxes, whatever. AlphaSort also helps you do inventory cycle counts. I couldn't imagine trying to cycle count chaos. Oh my God. I didn't even think about cycle counting, but yes, I couldn't think about that either. That sounds miserable. That sounds miserable. You know what? Pokeball. Energy. Energy? Energy, energy, Pokeball, energy, Pokeball, 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 energy, 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 Pokeball, energy, energy, Pokeball, 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 energy, energy, Pokeball, 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 energy, energy, energy. Do you track your COGS at all? I feel like the way TCBit makes it so tedious for when I do my taxes, or am I doing it wrong? What is what is COGS? I should probably know what that is, but I don't. I'm sorry. Oh, cost of goods sold. I'm sure they do. I AlphaSort, then sort by number in each letter. It's a bit much, but so easy. I've heard of people that do that. I'm strictly an alpha sorter. I'll sort the whole set in alpha and have I have all my sets in chronological order, and then all the cards within the set A to Z. And then I'll have, especially for Pokemon, I'll have the regular, the reverses, and the holos all separated. Yeah, I never really looked at the reports that much. I've done the tax ones before, just to get the number of how much I've sold. I'm still working on figuring out my numbers from last year, so I'm probably not the best person to ask, but I don't know. Element O. Pokeball, Pokeball, Pokeball. Energy, Pokeball, energy, Pokeball. I've never played any of the Animal Crossings, but this music kind of slaps. If you were just selling off your bulk after sifting, that would be another story, but list it all, especially if you have the time. Well, I don't have the time, but I feel like if I appropriate my time right, and I'm doing, like I said, 80% of the big stuff and doing all the stuff that I need to be, and then treating this like the gravy, as Mason would say, why not? Oh, this is all energy stuff. This sounds like an actual song. Cult of Personality. No. Yeah, it sounds like Cult of Personality. Cult of Personality. No, not Cult of Personality. Oh, what song is that I'm thinking of? I can't think of it. I've been trying to use Claude and copy each sale into it because they have no report that I can find that shows what card. I probably shouldn't do this, but I'm kind of just trying to do the best I can to jerry-rig my numbers from last year and this year, and then wait until January 1st and actually start keeping track of things like an adult. Like, I'm kind of just thinking I just go do my taxes late and say, I sold this, and then just hope they don't audit me. And if they audit me, then worry about it. I only sold $38,000 worth of stuff. I'm nobody. They would never come find me, right? Right? Of course not. I was agree. Okay, just make sure the priority cards are put up first, then bulk it out. Yep. If you buy at 70% or whatever, just take 70% of your sales for. If you buy at least 70%, just take 70% of your sales for cost of goods sold. Yeah. Is it? Okay. I know you guys aren't tax experts, but am I thinking about this correctly? If I sold $40,000 worth of stuff, and let's say my cost of everything was $45,000, I wouldn't owe anything, right? Because I wouldn't have profited anything. Or is that not how it works? Yeah, I'm just a tiny little peanut. Well, I'm not really tiny or a peanut, but I'm just some dude. I'm just a dude dressed as a dude disguised as another dude. Yeah, and I think I'm okay with that. Okay. That's what I thought, but like, I don't know, taxes are weird. Oh my God. Oops. Oh. That's what I did. Do you have? I think you only have so many years of no profit though before the IRS gets mad. I think you do 5K deficit for the next year. I think you have so many years of no profit. Well, I'm not an LLC yet, so no. My plan was to do it in August, but I'm probably not going to do it until January now. So I really want to have like all this stuff like separated and oh my God, what's happening right now? Hoopa Hops Trevenant. Correct. You have to make a profit or they would label it as a hobby even if you are not an LLC. Got it. Okay. Well, that makes me feel better. Endless kilowatt roll. Okay. Crisis averted. I'm out for the night. Nice chat and have a good night. I'll see you, dude. Hope you have a good night, man. If you're not following T-Tar, go follow him. He's awesome. And he's got a giant plush mountain. That's always a bonus. Yeah. So like I was gonna do it in August for my birthday, but now I'm like, you know what? Let me get last year figured out. Let me start working on this year, and then just like treat the first of the year as just a blank slate. That way I don't have to worry about anything mentally. And then whatever. Also, like, what's the rush? I can't really get anything with my LLC now anyway. I can't get distribution. I can't do anything. I wouldn't even have the money to do anything with distribution even if I had it. So it's like, what's the point? Is 4 extra months of not having an LLC versus waiting that 4 months for it really going to matter? Probably not. Yo, what's up, Craig? With the $5 super chat. Thanks, dude. You are the best. Appreciate it. You are awesome. Not necessary, but greatly appreciated. You just want me to pay more in taxes, you bastard. Just joking. Joking! I am joking. Energy. Pokeball. Pokeball. You can write off everything you already have as a cost to start the business. Yeah, I'm gonna have to try to find like a family friend that's a tax person and just like... Technically, I should probably just get an accountant, but they're expensive, and I don't know if I have the money to do that. Or if I even should. It's only 50% if it's on mobile. I think you get 70% if it's not mobile, but... Dude, some random person... it actually wasn't random, it was Mike X Collectibles. He donated $100 to me in one of my live VODs, and then it was like $50, and I was like, damn. It's true. It is a 50% cut for... lives. It's like, wow. What, YouTube? I mean, I know some of like the small stuff, like my warehouse part of my apartment, I only use that for cards. I don't do anything in there. So I know if I got the square footage, I could probably use that as like, you know, an expense. And part of my internet I can use as an expense. And it's kind of I want to wait. Give me a few more months. Get things in line. Get the last year or two straightened out. Start the LLC in January, make an appointment with someone, figure out all the little niches and stuff. Start just 2027, boom, LLC, let's go. Yo, what's up, Golden Throne City coming in with a $10 super chat. What's up, dude? Goal for the night, if we hit 100 in supers, Bronze has to make the LLC now. I mean, I guess he's right. I'm not saying do it, but at that point, I really don't have any way to say no. Can't complain. They provide the... Thanks, dude. Richard, I appreciate it, man. Can't complain. They provide the platform. I always see people trying to take their content to different platforms, but YouTube is king of discovery. It is. It used to be like... I mean, it's hard streaming-wise to be discovered. Like, not like it was with Twitch in the heyday, but you can also write off the SQ that is in your house as well if it is... What's the SQ? Why am I so bad at acronyms tonight? SQ. Oh, God. There's going to be a flood of comments saying what XQ is, and I'm going to feel brain broken again. We ain't waiting for dreams anymore. God damn, dude. People coming in here hard. Lines getting spit all throughout the night. Mason was in here earlier throwing out some fucking crazy shit. Oh, square feet, duh. Okay. I knew it was something obvious. Yeah, the like my whole living room space is all nothing but cards. There's no overlap there, so I know I could definitely do that. Oh, I don't know where that came from. Sorry, that was like right in the mic. Lunatone. So, like, let's say this. Let's say I make an appointment for like H&R Block or something, right, for this weekend, and I say, hey, I'm late on my taxes. Here's my work W-2, and here are my 1099 for eBay and whatever. And they say, okay, it looks like you had $45,000 in sales, or whatever. That's what they got reported. I don't need my receipts right then and there. I just tell them I had $50,000 in expenses. I would probably say like $49,321.70. But I don't have to prove anything right then and there. I just tell them the number, and then someone eventually comes after me if they think it's warranted, right? Do I got that right? If it's dedicated to your business, you can write it off 100%. If it's partially used for other things, you can write off the percentage that the business uses it. Hey, Crime Man Squad, FNC, double time. What is that, man? Crisis Management Squad, front and center, twice as fast as you normally would. Wouldn't it have been faster just to say it that way versus the others? There's no time. But there's no time! Top 5 office scenes ever. I use Crime Man Squad all the time at work. File an extension, you get 6 months to figure stuff out. That is what I had to do. Had an account come over and we went through everything, got it all sorted out. Well, the AdSense isn't last year. It's just for this year. So I don't have to worry about that until the end of the year. But H&R might be a butt about it. Their whole shtick is they will do the audit if you get... So what? Just do like TurboTax or something? How do I write off all the cards I've been buying even though I don't... Yeah. I do my taxes. I don't know what the process is, but you should not need them unless you're audited. It sounds like I should just stop wasting my time, just go buy TurboTax and just do my thing late. It can't be that big of a penalty. My tech channel gets gear sent for review and I have to claim the value of it all as income to remain compliant. I mean, I get that. Yeah. Yeah, if you self-file the 3 IRS employees left, I'm going to look at it. Maybe that's what I'll do then. Just not worry about it. Do that. Bite the bullet. And just figure it out. So, for anyone that's done TurboTax, then when you do the whole thing, does it just give you a number at the end that you pay, or does like you just get like a check, a bill in the mail of what you owe? Like, how does that work? Dang, man. Johnson's trying to set people up out here, dude. Sheesh. Lunatone. There's a small interest charge on the payment plan for balance due, but it's such a minimal that it's generally worth it to just have the working capital. All right, bro, I'm off. Keep fighting the good fight with sorting. Yeah, man. Thanks, dude. If you guys haven't gone and followed Golden Throne, you should. You should definitely do that. There is a small interest charge on the payment plan for due. Yeah, but like when you do the act, like if I go on TurboTax and go, okay, let me do my 2025 taxes or whatever. Once I get to the end, if it says you owe $400, how do I pay that? Does it just give me an option to just pay it right then and there? Or do I wait for them to send me an actual bill once everything gets reviewed? I mean, I know I'd figure this out if I just bought it and did it, but I'm curious now. I had to drop 5 figures over my withholding this year. Hurt. Ugh, I had to pay $300 this year. Oh, okay. They will link you to the IRS. How do I? Well, so with my job, I would just take my W-2 to H&R. They do it, and then I always had like a small return, so it was like I never had to worry about it. Well, then maybe that's what I'll do. I'll buy TurboTax. I'll do that. Fudge the numbers a little bit. Get the missing year taken care of. Wait for them to audit me. Pay whatever I owe. And then it's only June, so I have plenty of time to go from January to now to start figuring out what I've spent. And then starting now or July, then I can, because I have been saving receipts for like the post office and stuff, but I can start going back in my transactions for the last 6 months, but okay, this was business, this wasn't, this was this, and then slowly, you know, go from there. That's a good plan. I like that plan. And I'm sure that they walk you through it of like what to put what and where. So there's not too much to worry about. I do have a separate bank account. That's the other reason why I wanted to wait until the beginning of the year to start, so that way I can like get totally separated, because there's a few things that are intertwined. What's the term? Pierce the veil? I don't want the veil to be pierced. Is this what's hot on the streets? No paying your taxes? Yeah, man. No. I'm not paying my taxes. I'm just not paying my taxes right now. Things got a little dicey. There may have been tequila involved. What's up, Nate? N7 plus 1. It was a weird year. It was a weird year. I'm sorry. Please don't yell. Oh yeah, I forgot. I'll do that. I'll do that once I get off. Sorry. I know, I'm a jerk. Larry, wait. Light ball. Starly? Oh my god. Pay with a credit card and there will be a large service fee added. It sucked. Yeah. Bad friend indeed. Very bad. Much bad. Staravia. Staraptor. Boom. How's it going, buddy? Hope everyone's having a good Monday night. We are. How are you? Hope you're having a good Monday night. Probably packing it in here soonish. Landris. How do I have no Landris? Bronze, I have a question for you if you don't mind answering. Have you found success listing every card? I did when I first started, then it got... Thanks, bro. I am just getting... Yeah. I've actually been waffling on back and forth about it all night because it's something I did for the longest time and then I stopped doing it. It was definitely something I had a lot more success doing when I was starting off. Then I joined Direct and then it started getting a little hairy. So I've been waffling back and forth on whether I go back to doing that or not. If you're newer, I would say it's probably more beneficial than not, but I'm starting to come to the realization of just like, it makes me happy. So I think I might keep doing it, but I haven't made up my mind yet. I don't have a good answer for you, but it does work. That's how I started. I just listed everything. Then I got to a point where I just liquidated most of it, but I was able to make a decent amount from doing it. Lunatone. Luxury. Direct was rough because when you're on Direct, you automatically have a 40-cent price floor. So a lot of the lower things that people would buy at like 15, 20 cents to make master sets out of, that almost halted because 40-cent cards are so far up the ladder. They're not seen as often. They can still buy it for market price from you, but it's harder to find. It was starting to become an issue, so that's when I just delisted it all and bulked it out. But now I keep waffling back and forth on how and why I want to do things, and I don't know. How many cards do you have listed? Nate, if you're in here, go to one of my previous videos. I think I have the Discord link in one of the videos. Or actually, hang on. I think I still have it here. Discord? I do. How do you like that? Boom. Yeah, I would agree with that. Indubitably. Indubitably. I have 10K cards, but it's cool to see when I sell 30 or a $30 or $40 card, they throw in like 6 or 7 20s. Yeah, that's the advantage of listing everything, but it's also, it gets a little, you know. There's good arguments on both sides to why you should and shouldn't, and we were talking a lot about that at the beginning of the stream. Mason from Cardinal was in here and we were talking about it. Ultimately, do what makes you happy. I think I'm going to try to figure out a way to do it to a certain extent, but I haven't figured out what that extent is for me. Still learning, still figuring it out. Yeah, Frozen, it makes a difference. It's just figuring out what the limit is. Like I was flirting with like listing everything, but only getting to like, you know, once I have 20 of something, then bulk out the rest. That way I'm fulfilling my want of having everything available if someone needs it, but I'm not holding on to hundreds of thousands of cards whenever the time comes that we get to that much, you know? I think that's a pretty solid idea, but you know. Ultimately, this is the big giant sandbox we're in, and it's fun to play around in it. Yeah, that was my idea, actually, the having a limit of 20 cards or something similar. It may have been yours. I don't remember who specifically said it, but it was a good idea. I don't have a good way of managing that, so like, you know, well, it's probably really easy. You just pull up the set in a pricing tab and just scan through, and anything under 20 cards, pull those out and yeah. We'll find a sweet spot though. While we try to figure it out. Yeah, I think that's honestly probably the way I'm gonna go. You said earlier thinking about buying sifted cards. What level of sift would you be okay with? I wouldn't care. It would just be, it would be figuring out like the rate that I would buy at. Cause also, oh, gotcha, Go. So that could have been your idea. Who knows? Cause like, I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with my buy rates. I think I'm going to go with like a lower rate, like $10 per thousand, but I would split the shipping. So like if I make a buy list and someone sends in, let's say 3 large flat rate boxes of bulk, I would buy the cards at $10 per thousand, but once I verify the cards, I would then add on half of the cost of the shipping back to what I pay. And it would equal out to the same thing. I just know that when you're shipping bulk, so much of what your money you lose is in the shipping. I'm trying to figure out the best way to go about it. All that stuff helps, man. You just got to find the time. Time is the hardest part, but yeah. It was good chatting with you guys. It's the end of the night for me. I still got a video to edit, take a shower, maybe take a shit. Who knows? Appreciate you guys hanging out. We're almost done with the Ascended Order, Ascended Heroes bulk. We've got about 2 stacks left. We're through the L's. We're almost through the L's. We have like the reverses and stuff we gotta do still. So, yeah. Appreciate you guys hanging out. We will see you tomorrow. We're gonna be. If you haven't joined my Discord, I've got the link up there. We're shooting to do streams 7 nights a week. Monday through Thursday this week, we're going to be doing cards, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we're going to start doing some light gaming on my gaming channel that we're starting up. So, if any of that interests you, come hang out. If not, you should come hang out anyway. You guys have a good night.